welcome to another episode of Roundtable with Steve. Today we're here in Coral Springs, Florida. I know I travel a lot, don't I? Go all over the place. But I'm here with Evangelist Michelle, and she's going to tell us about her new trip. It's a spiritual retreat trip, if you will, going to Barbados. And that's my homeland right there, so you know. But she's going to tell us about the bad boys for Christ and the bad girls for Christ. Yes. And explain to us a little bit more what that is. And again, welcome to the Roundtable with Steve show.
Steve, it's an honor to be here on your show. I know this is long awaited. It's like I really want to be on Steve's show. For you to be here today, I'm feeling so blessed. So, bad boys and bad girls for Christ. A couple years ago, I got the vision from God to host Bad Boys for Christ. And bad for the boys, let me let you know, means blessed, anointed, and delivered. And I got so much fight for it because everybody said nothing about God should be bad and all of that. But you know, I had a friend who said, pushed me, Minister Bunji said, if you don't do it, I'm going to do it. And that was the birthing of that. So I started out honoring the men first and having this men's conference. And people would say women can't do a men conference, but the devil is a liar. So, that's the inception of it about 6-7 years ago. And so what we do is we host a conference with men or women to speak, and then if we're traveling, then we do mission in the travel. So we would reach out. I just came back from Jamaica in April, where we did the basic school in one of the less fortunate areas in Jamaica. And so we honored men and women, usually 100 men and 100 women, and we preach nightly. And in the daytime, we do outreach with the school. So after doing that with the men, of course, we women they got jealous. What happened to Bad Girls for Christ? So we did Bad Girls for Christ. We started a couple years ago, and the rest is history. So now I'm doing Bad Boys Meet Bad Girls, because one used to be in March and the other one in July. It was a little bit much for me. And so I do Bad Boys Meet Bad Girls for Christ. So we have the men on one night, the women on one night. We honor them, we speak, we give testimonies. But the most important thing is saving the souls.
Okay, so where else have you been to? Well, where else have you been to? I know you've been to Barbados and Jamaica, and what other countries, or where else do you intend to go to?
Well, we actually just came back from Philadelphia a couple months ago as well, and Jamaica and Barbados. I hear Africa, someone, is reaching out to me for Africa, and we're open. We go to Connecticut in November. So it's God is just taking this global. And honestly, I tell you the truth, my goal is, the certificates that we give out, my goal is to have 1 million worldwide. And it's not just about the paper. It's not just about, I'm just giving you something in a folder. It's what it represents. Right. It represents God. It represents your future. Some women and men, when they hear that they're being honored, they're like, what did I do to deserve this? You don't have to do anything. You have to just be a child of God. You just have to know that you exist to get to be honored. Because too many people are walking around thinking that, you have to do something big for people to recognize who you are. No. Many people have done so much in quiet, so much in the church, in the community, in the state, in the country, and nobody sees it, and they're not doing it because they want people to see it. Sometimes people just need that one little push, Steve, to encourage them, to empower them, to say, you have that vision, you have that dream, you exist, there's hope for you.
I like that. I like that very much. So what kind of things are you doing in the retreat, or
in Barbados? So what we're planning to do is we'll be preaching a couple nights, honoring men and women there. And I really want to give a shout out to Apostle Marguerite, who you introduced me to. She's just a tower of strength in all of this. Every time I would call her, she is. She just says, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. No matter what I say, she says, it's going to be all right. And of course, her church is Saving the Lost, End Time Ministries, saving the lost at any cost. I don't want to leave it out. End Time Ministries. It's so powerful just even in the name. And then of course Pastors Adrian and Mornet Odell, who are from here. Well, I think Pastor Adrian is actually from Barbados, and they have the chapter of Redeeming Word Christian Center International. So we'll be preaching at Apostle Marguerite on Thursday night, and then at Redeeming Word on Friday night, and then back to Apostle on Saturday evening. But of course, the what I'm looking forward to is the kids, some special needs kids that we bought school supplies for, and we're gonna be visiting with them on that Friday in the day. So I'm not leaving the beach out. I need to relax, but it's really about outreach and missions. Yes.
All right, definitely, that's really good. And you actually had an event last week. Tell me about that one.
Okay, Mr. Steve is one of my new bad boys for Christ, and he wasn't able to come because of prior engagements, and I understand. But yes, we hosted it here in Fort Lauderdale, where we honored over 100 men and 100 women. Over 200 people were honored on both nights, and my Bishop Ora Walters, mighty man of God, brought the word along with myself, with some other women. Pastor JJ, we call her now, but Minister Janice Johnson from the Faith Center moderated, and Prophetess Marilyn Turner gave a powerful testimony. We're actually gonna be going to Jamaica at the end of this month, not for Bad Boys for Christ, but just to preach. And of course, my baby princess, she brought the praise and worship. For the men, we had my son, Minister Torrance Grice, and Munja Andrew Turner from the radio, and Isaac Clayton. They came and stood with me, and Gregory Bloomfield and his son gave their testimony. So we had a powerful event last week, and I didn't realize it was 1 week to Barbados, but you know what? When God sends you, you gotta go.
Definitely.
You can't allow anything to stop you. Once he gives you that vision, he'll make the provision. And it was in Jamaica I was for my event in April for Easter, when we did Bad Boys to Christ in Jamaica. And a mighty woman of God, Minister Julian Grant, she prayed for me, and she said to me that Saturday evening, I hear Barbados. And I'm like, I don't know nobody in Barbados. She said, I hear Barbados. And the very next day, one of my husband's family members called me, and when I looked at her inbox or Facebook, I realized she lived in Barbados. I'm saying, God, give me a break. Let me rest. He said, no rest for you, baby. You got to go. And then I called you, because what I did was I made a search on my Facebook, and I saw all my friends from Barbados, and you were the first one that popped up. And once I called you, you ran with it and said, call this woman of God. She'll help you. And you were right. She's really, really helping me.
Yeah, she's really good.
Oh, she's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So do you guys have other things planned together? Are you guys going to, your Apostle Marguerite, are you guys going to go to, I hear you mentioned Africa. That'd be a good one. I think she went off to Africa before, didn't she?
Yes, and she's getting ready to go again. She actually has a gentleman from Africa that is preaching at our church right now as we speak. And, we have some things that we're working on. I won't say too much, but we do have, because, we have like spirits, and I realize that she has a push, and she has an unction for God, and she has a love for God and for God's people. And that's what I look for when I'm going to connect with anybody, and she really does have that. And, our pastors, Adrian and Morna Odell, they're just excited as I am, and they've opened up their doors, and not very many people will do that, because I tell people I'm not the da-da-da-da preacher, and I want to be, but that's not what God wants of me. He just needs for me to speak to the hearts of the people, and that's what I'm getting ready to go to Barbados, to speak to the hearts of the people.
And this is actually a really good time to go too, because
crop over.
Yeah,
see, I know
go.
what's going on. I hear it's crop over,
yeah.
and so I'm excited about that as well.
All right. So what else do you want my visitors to know? Because, there's a lot that you guys are doing. I know you have a ton that we talked about off camera that, like she said, she's not ready to share yet. My grandmother used to tell me, she used to say, you can't talk everything because the devil will hear it and try to mess up your plans.
He has no place in my life.
Exactly.
But no, God is amazing. And, just to see how the doors open up. For Barbados, and several other people are reaching out to us, and actually taking my daughter with me, Makala. She ministers in dance and ministers prophetically in dance, and I just know that God is gonna do a great thing. One person sent me a friend request from Barbados, because they see the post that I'm posting, and she said, I can't wait for the encounter. I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. So I'm expecting a mighty move of God in Barbados, and I hear that the country is very intellectual, so I can't go there with no stupid word. I said, please understand, it's not me, it's the anointing that's coming. But I'm getting ready to make some serious plans for my ministry, Visions International Ministries. Next year, it's actually our 10-year anniversary.
Wow.
So,
Congratulations.
yes, and it has not been easy. It has not been easy. It's a roller coaster, but with God, he never said it would be easy, but he said his yoke is easy and his burden is light. So he said, bring it to me. So I'm just leaving everything to him. I just lay my hands in the air and I said, God, take it. And he says, give it to me. So next year is going to be a pivotal year for us in the ministry, because God already gave me a vision of how he want me to do the amount of events. He wants me to do 10 events for the 10-year anniversary. Wow. And one of them is going to be big because, I got saved 14 years ago and I've not looked back. It has not been easy, but, I love music, so. But, I really try to live holy. My bishop preached that today. He said, live holy. That's so important. And if you live holy and if you make sure that the Holy Spirit lives in you, everything else is just easy breeze. Even when the trials come, you will triumph.
I like that. That sounds good. So tell us again where you're going to be, the address.
Okay, so let me look on my phone because I don't remember the addresses so much. But Saving the Lost at Any Cost, End Time Ministries International with Apostle Marguerite B.A.D. We're going to be there. Our ministries at Pastor Road, Map Hill, and that's of course in Barbados. And we're going to be there on Thursday, and that's July 20th. That's the night that we're going to be there. And then we're going to be at Redeeming Word Christian Center International with Pastors Adrian and Mornet Odell, and that's located at 28 Pine Commercial Center, Wildey, St. Michael, and of course in Barbados. So at both nights it's going to start at 7, and Saturday we're going to be back to Apostle Brady, and I'm just excited. Friday in the day we're gonna go visit with the kids and bring them the school supplies, that donations that we received and that I bought even from Bad Boys here. I bought some donations for the kids. They're special needs kids. So my daughter said to me, "Mommy, can we bring back one of the babies?"
Only Angelina Jolie gets to do that. No,
I know. Better you say it than me. The evangelist will not be caught on camera. Well, you know how it is. We can say what we want to say. It's a free country.
Yeah.
But Steve, I want to present you with your. That's how we do it in Visions International Ministries.
This is one of those Oprah gotcha moments where they catch you on camera. I don't know. They say okay.
So Bad Boys for Christ Fort Lauderdale was just held, and you were not able to make it. So we just felt it fitting to at this time present you with our token of appreciation, because I watch you all the time, Steve. You're there. You're helping the politicians. You're helping the artists. You're helping to promote others, and not very many people have the zeal in them to do it. You don't charge. I mean, you just do this because you love people and you want to see people to move. So I'm excited about what God is getting ready to do for you as well, Steve, because I tell people all the time, and I'm not afraid to say this, listen to me. If you open the door for Visions International Ministries, a blessing is coming your way.
I received that. I'm
telling you, I called you, you never hesitated. You say, bam, 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 call this person. And as I called her, she was on Facebook heading to Maypen, Jamaica, the same place where the woman who prophesied to me that I was going to Barbados came from. Look at her.
Full circle.
I know. I mean, she was heading right where, I mean, like, God, you are confirming this. And so, the rest is history. So I just want to present to you with this, Steve, and to let you know that we appreciate the work that you're doing in the community. I see you with Mr. Gillum in Tallahassee. I mean, you're all over, man. They say, I keep busy, you keep busy. You don't stop for nothing. But that's how we need to do in the kingdom, Kingdom work never stops. There's no boundaries. We got to keep it moving. We always have to do the work of God. And that's important. On Get Vision TV, we say, if you can't get it, you can't realize it. You say, keep it moving. Whatever it is, your tagline is what I see you. And God sees you. And he sees your heart. And for you to make this happen, I'm eternally grateful to you, man of God. And I'm thanking you so much. So this is for you, Steve.
Thank you very much. Give me that hug. See, that's how we do it here at RoundTable with Steve, okay? All right. All right, I thank you very much for being on this episode of Roundtable with Steve. And when you come back from Barbados, we definitely have to interview you and find out more about your trip. See some of the pictures, because I know you guys are going to have a lot of the pictures of the people that you've helped and things like that. And I want you to bring back a good word from my country for me, all right?
Oh, I definitely will. And of course, you know, it goes on Roundtable with Steve. You know, Steve is always on the move. I want you to support him because he's doing the work that God has called many of us to do. And for him to step out and do this and to help us to get the word out there that we're going to be in Barbados, to post this, I'm grateful. I thank you so much, man.
You're welcome. All right, guys, I look forward to seeing you again on another episode of Roundtable with Steve. We're going to keep bringing you the information that you need, and we're going to keep asking the questions that you want to ask, okay? Hit me up on my Facebook page. As a matter of fact, go to the YouTube channel. Just go to roundtablewithsteve.com. It'll link forward you to the YouTube channel, and you can subscribe there. Until next time, take care of each other, all right? Peace.